Hello, good afternoon everyone. Myself Raj Kumar Arava. I've been with Westpac, for Westpac, working for Westpac and with Westpac for some time. Since day one of my journey into IT, I've been working with this tool. You can call a LoadRunner or a Mercury, it started with HP or Micro Focus, whatnot. What next? I can't believe, but I don't see branding or something, but I see the tool, what is the tool about? Why did we, in 2007 I picked this tool. I don't know why, because I've been asked to run it. Okay, at the time, probably I'm a fresher. I just took the tool, okay, because I'm a C coder, so I started working with C, it was fun. And that was a fresher time, like 2 years. And then after that, I started learning about this tool deeply. What is this tool about? Just like I'm running only 100 users. That's it, I'm getting a response times, throughput, my application is stable, go live. Okay. Then, what has happened, like, I landed in a banking industry in 2011, where at the time we had a big transformation. I don't want to go inside depth of Westpac transformations or anything else in infra side, but I'll explain why this tool, the LoadRunner, Open Text LoadRunner, has been chosen there. So when I went there, I've seen all the applications there. There are like number of downstreams, number of upstreams. Normally, any of your company when you're working, you have a huge infrastructure. Say, for example, a bank. I'm talking about a bank. It might be something like a marketing site or anything else. How do you build a stable environment across the platforms? Like they have, like I've got like 10 to 15 applications with different code. One is .NET, Java. Someone says SAP. So each and every module has to be tested, right? So we value the customer. Customer trusts us as a bank, and we do have to give something for the customer to make sure they keep this test for a longer time. So that's when you get into the point called performance testing, tuning, or whatnot with performance. Okay, so we ensure the speed and reliability of the user. See, if the bank is something not only for online banking, there are staff assist sites, there are sites which talks to Azure, AWS. So there are a lot of infrastructure inside the bank, not only any bank. I came from any other bank. So how do we really test this one, get confidence internally first and to the customers, whether what are the tools which we are using really plays a part. So the tool, the LoadRunner, is a very heavy tool, the Micro Focus LoadRunner. This can drive volumes of data inside the databases, inside on web servers, app servers, whatnot. You keep anything under it, above it, it can still drive it. Why can't an open source tool do it? Yes, sure, they are. There are custom builders nowadays, everywhere, NSW, Signy, anywhere you go. Why do you go with a personalized builder like what do you say, McDonald Jones or Metricon? The reason behind is my structure is able to cope up for next 25 years? Is the one which I'm building, can it be stable? That's when I have to pick a Metricon or someone. That's when we pick this tool. This tool has already proved in terms of installation of the projects, right from banking. We have been using this tool for each and every component. So it might be a database changes, it might be a changes on the application tier, it might be changes on the infrastructure. When people say that bank is having a problem here and there, any bank, we have a lineup of infrastructure inside, multi-tier, single-tier. It might be an issue with an F5, load balancer, it might be many things. How can it be tested before it goes to production? Every patch, a single patch on a Linux server, Microsoft, any sign of Windows, it has to be tested internally, it not be a bank, any application. So we do those testings internally before it goes to production. Okay, and these are the banks, right? The customer comes in, customer goes out, the new feature comes in, loan is like 2.5% now, people jump in. So we get like volumes here and there, so we need to look at throughputs of loads as well. So that's when we determine the load capability, predict the future one. I would say this tool was doing it for us from beginning. Why can't another tool? I'll tell about the open source tool later. Next slide. The component level testing. Before I go to the next slide, we introduce this normally any tester anywhere. It might be a functional tester, non-functional tester. Component level testing is really important for any organization. Component level testing is simple. You test your component which you have built, just like development team does it. with using open source tool. Just test that part, make sure that code is feasible, reliable, and then integrate with the other one. That's what we do. Not only any organization, I suggest the component level testing, because I'll give you an example. There are 10 components. Each component is owned by a domain owner. Say it is written in SAP, this is .NET, Java, C, anything else. So each product internally to any organization, not maybe a bank, has been owned by one of the domain owner. So domain owner, under them, there will be a developers, testers for each and every domain. A person writing a code in C can't understand a person writing code in SAP, because they're like two different development teams and two different domain owners. So why are forcing for component level testing is, when you start running your loads, all these 10 components, if I have to start from component 1, run the load from here, it goes till component 10. And then you get a result at the end and says, oh, it's taking 10 seconds. And people say, 10 seconds, which component? Okay. At that point of time, all the domain owners has to sit together. Do we really have time? Do we really have your calendars free to get your development team, testing team, sit together and just fix the issue? Nah. Never in an organization. If it's a small one, that's still fine. If you have built all the modules together by one domain owner, that's fine, but this can't be possible. So that's when we use this tool, test our component rigorously, thoroughly, with high throughputs, fluctuating throughputs, make sure our component is ready, yes, signed off. The same way they do all the 10 components, they are fine, then go to prod. Okay, there might be a question, what happens between the latency? Latency doesn't really care what infra you're putting inside. So 30 milliseconds delay or something, but my components, my code is worthy to go to prod, because I don't have any infinity loops, I don't have any bugs, I don't have any bottlenecks. Okay, that's about this slide. I can speak more, but yeah, I don't have time. Okay, why Westpac uses LoadRunner? I already covered in my first slide itself. But there are a few technical points I want to drive here. So we use, say how many test cases you have, like Sriram I showed you, like 10 test cases, 20 test cases, 30 test cases. We drive even more than what is been printed here, but I don't want to tell the number, in one single script. It might be web HTML, it might be Ajax to client, or what not inside the open text. You have many protocols inside. You name a language, you get a protocol from this team. So getting this single script has 700 test cases. Say, for example, what is a single script? What are you talking about? I'm not a technical guy. I don't understand. Okay, I'll just give you a simple example. You log into your online banking, any bank. What do you normally see? Account, money, yes. And then sometimes you don't even log out. You keep inside. Sometimes you log out. Sometimes you go and check your family, loan accounts and stuff. And then again, you keep your pocket. Sometimes it doesn't even log out. What I'm trying to say is, these are not easy to design test cases for any banking app. You have to go through each and every business scenarios in production. How many customers have logged in, did log in, log out, did account transactions, did only fund transfer, BPay, pay anyone, or account details, or just like logged in and logged out. So there are like more than, I just named numbers, say 700 might be even more than that. So all these test cases with fluctuating throughput. Say for example, given point of time, 100 users try to log in, out of which 2 users just logged out. Again, 30 users doesn't even log out, just log in and just keep in your pocket. And other users might be staying there for 10 to 15 minutes. How do you design this test case? It all comes into C coding, waiting stuff, I don't want to go into technical thing. That's how you flexibly design your workload. Say for example, login TPS, I can measure like 60 people log in, 10 people do fund transfer, 2 people do a BPay, 1 person can do a pay anyone. Once you run the test, everything will be done in like minutes. You'll find out when compared to your production load, like we get the stats from production, we see how it is, we add like something 10, 20, 40%, depending on the feature, and then move on. Okay, so this are all driven by the first point, the heavy workloads. IP spoofing. IP spoofing is something which we use since day one, since the product is there, like 2007, probably Mercury, the Mercury LoadRunner, we are using IP spoofing. This is a big technical term, can't be finished in just like another 5 minutes which I have, but this feature helps you to mimic a production load. Like once you start all the users log into your banking, it comes to one pipeline with different IPs. When you go to your internet and say, what's my IP? You'll have an IP, right? Same way, for our testing, we use different variations of IPs to try to log in as if customers are logging in, okay? That methodology we use a technical term inside the tool is called IP spoofing, okay, just to mock production site. As I said, like script design, we have different protocols, you name it, you get it. The performance trending report is something which is good this time. I think this I've released recently. So what you can do is you do 2 load runs, say massive load runs with a baseline code which is not changed, with a code which is changed, and you can just compare in like minutes. Just you need to get an analysis file. You have a performance trending option inside the LoadRunner nowadays. Just go and compare. You'll get all the differences, how much it has varied in terms of now response times. Is it like degraded? Is it like better? It is like 90% percentile transactions are good. So this is the new feature came up. We are using it. User scalability. We run more than that, what is there, but yeah, this is how the throughput it supports, 40K users at the moment. If we ask John, I'll get me some more, she'll put, and we keep on running the engine with even more a number of users, which still sustains. It has the power to sustain. The extreme peak loads using rendezvous, we normally say rendezvous point. So this is something which is there since day one as well. This feature is being used normally for peak loads when you say the Black Fridays or something, Christmas shopping, or any time when you see like floods of customers coming in, site is down, blah, blah, blah. So we normally use this one before. For each and every application build which goes to prod, we use this feature for testing that up. Native mobile testing, yes, we do native. So what we do is, we run the load on a single user on a mobile device via LoadRunner, OpenText LoadRunner. We run the online load via the same tool. So what we do is we create a production-like scenario in test environments and then try to log into a mobile with the same tool. So it does inside go, try to get us what's the exact response times coming on the app. I don't have time. So these are the throughputs which we normally generate. Users, if you see login sessions like beyond 30, 40, these are the overall load which we run. This is overall load when I say on the webs and apps, like 250K tons and calls per minute, and 100K calls per minute is something which is massive. Not even there in production, just like saying. Requests per second on the webs and apps, beautiful, 200 close to 270. It all depends upon number of apps, how many apps it is, multiplied by 250. Same thing with the number of requests per second on the apps as well. So the same again, I did say the same thing again and again, but still it's very complex. It has, okay, I was getting a point. Why can I, if I get an open source tool, why can't I change my scripts, everything there, reduce my cost, easy now. I tried any open source tool, tried to change my script, whole thing which is written in C, couldn't compile at all. I went there, changed, they said like, in minutes you get it, a new script, use it, low cost. Tried it, the LoadRunner has a predefined built-in functions, beautiful functions where you don't really need to worry at all with how you script it with C. What it does is, when I tested with other tools, it didn't. It was giving me, I have to do again 80% of my work on top of the script to make it work, which is like extra. And then after that, if you keep on adding blocks, percentages, which is a big, and again, big headache. So TPS, second point, can design typical workload models. In TPS is transactions per second using blocks. It has a beautiful feature called blocks, where you define your workloads. It's a big internal technical topic which has to be discussed. Performance results with compared to production. Yes, we did it with other tools, open source. This one was accurate to what we get it from production. And this tool, we test it not only for apps and webs, across all the infrastructure. So anything, component level, we test each and everything, patching, any upgrade, any FI upgrades, anything. Yeah, so the IP spoofing one is what we generally do. I'm not sure how many guys do it outside, but this feature has really helped us to understand how the production load looks like. Okay, so this is what it is. Everyone knows a market leader for protocols. You name it, you get a protocol to work on your script. Yep, that's all I have. If you have any questions, fine, I'll be outside. You can talk to me later. Thank you. Thanks for